In Southeast Asia, Pontianak or Pontianak, the banana tree's ghost. But the terror is always the same. Today, we're talking about the Pontianak, the vengeful ghost of Malay folklore who loves to hide in the rustling leaves of the banana tree. She starts by tempting you, trying to draw you in with a haunting baby cry or beautiful laughter. Then she strikes. My name is Ken, and this story happened when I was in Malaysia visiting my schoolmate Ali during the holidays. His village was peaceful, nestled right against the jungle's edge, but that peace was a lie. One evening, Ali, restless and looking for adventure, invited me to go hunt wild boar at night. It'll be fun, Ken. They come out of the jungle when it's dark to feed. We'll set traps near the plantation, he insisted. We gathered a group of Ali's friends, Kamal, a stocky guy who always boasted, and Rizal, the quietest among us. Armed with our bows, arrows, and sharp machetes, we walked into the nearby forest. The air grew heavy as we left the last of the streetlights behind. Soon, we reached the area Ali had scouted. It was a massive banana plantation. The moon was just a sliver, casting long, grotesque shadows from the towering banana stalks. The huge leaves created deep pockets of darkness that seemed to swallow the light of our torches. Okay, we set up the rope snare here, Ali whispered, pointing to a muddy trail. Kamal, always trying to prove how brave he was, joked loudly, No ghosts tonight, lads, only dinner. A chill, sharper than the evening air, cut through my attempt at a laugh. I looked at the dense, unnatural growth of the banana trees. They stood like silent, pale figures in the dark. I suddenly remembered the stories I'd read how the Pontianak makes her home in these trees. It felt like walking into a cathedral of shadows. And then it started. A scent. It wasn't the earthy smell of the jungle. It was overwhelmingly sweet and cloying the distinct aroma of frangipani flowers. Do you guys smell that? Rasal's voice was barely a whisper. His eyes were wide, darting into the darkness. Kamal's face, usually flushed with confidence, was pale. That's too sweet. It smells like a shrine. My heart began to pound against my ribs. I knew this was a classic sign. The sweet scent of frangipani is the Pontiac's perfume. Her deception meant to lure you closer. It was an unnerving contrast, a beautiful smell in a terrifying location. Then came the second sign. The air, which had been simply cold, suddenly grew thick, heavy, and rank. The sweet floral scent was still there, but now it was undercut by an awful, unmistakable stench, the smell of a rotting corpse. It hit me with the force of a physical blow, making me gag. The Pontianak is here, Kamal croaked, his voice strained and high-pitched. He wasn't joking anymore. We all froze. The sweat on my brow wasn't from the heat. It was pure, paralyzing dread. Then we heard it, faintly at first, but it grew clearer. A woman crying, not a shout of fear, but a long, sorrowful wail that seemed to vibrate deep in my chest. It was the sound of ultimate misery. The cry was immediately followed by another sound. Feminine laughter. It was high-pitched and manic, utterly devoid of joy, echoing eerily between the tall banana trunks. It was a sound that told us she was enjoying our fear. My entire body began to shiver violently. I could feel the hairs on my arms standing up. The legend says that if the sounds are quiet, she is close. If they are loud, she is far away. This sound was so close, it felt like we were completely surrounded. Ken, behind you, Ali shouted, his voice cracking with panic. My body felt heavy, resisting the movement. Slowly, agonizingly, I turned my head, and then I saw her. There, standing no more than 10 feet away, in the dark gap between two banana trees, was the legend come to life. A long-haired lady in a ghostly white cloth, her signature blood-stained shroud. Her hair was a dark, matted curtain, covering part of a face that was horribly, unnaturally pale. Her skin was a terrifying, sickly green in the gloom, contrasting with her blood-red, cavernous eyes. Her mouth was set in a silent, chilling sneer. She didn't move, yet her presence seemed to pull all the energy out of the air. Her eyes were fixed on me, and I felt a cold pressure on my chest, as if she were trying to suck the breath right out of my lungs. She was the Pontianak, the spirit of a woman who died a violent death while pregnant or during childbirth. A vengeful spirit trapped between worlds, condemned to haunt these dense groves. "Run!" Ollie screamed, and the word broke the spell. We dropped everything and ran like hell back toward the village, the screeching laughter of the ghost chasing us. We crashed through the undergrowth, not stopping until the dim lights of the village appeared like a beacon of safety. We burst into Ali's house and told his parents everything. We were still drenched in sweat and shaking when Ali's father, Paksik Hassan, looked at me with a slow smile. "Kin," he said, "do you want a wife? Next time you see the Pontianak, remember the old way? You must put a long nail in the hollow at the nape of her neck. It transforms her into a beautiful, young wife." He followed this with a booming laugh. I knew he was trying to calm us down, but after what I'd just seen, I didn't find it funny at all. That night, I dared not sleep. Every creak of the house made me worry she would come after me. But Paksik Hassan's words weren't entirely a joke. They were based on lore, passed down for generations. To truly protect yourself, you need to understand the spirit's vulnerabilities. The Pontianak's greatest weakness is iron or metal. A long nail, or paku, is the main way to subdue her. It symbolizes forcing the unbound spirit back into a controlled, human form. For many, the most potent defense is faith. Reciting verses from the Quran or using prayer beads is said to weaken her and drive her away. There are also preventative measures. The most famous rule is to never hang laundry outside. Overnight, the Pontianak is drawn to the scent of clean laundry and will sniff out a victim by it. And of course, avoid banana groves. After dusk, they are her home. Keep your windows and doors locked, especially when the telltale scents or sounds are present. A secured home provides a spiritual and psychological barrier. If you must enter a haunted area, you can use the lore to identify her hiding place. Remember the sound clue. If her cries or laughter are faint, she is very close. If they are loud, she is far away. The smell trap is another key. The shift from beautiful frangipani to the stench of decay means she is moving in for the attack. Some say a chosen banana tree will have unnatural black marks on its trunk, or its fruit will rot instantly. Ali's father's joke about driving a nail into her neck still rings in my ears. It's a dangerous ritual that only a shaman or the most desperate person would attempt. It has a lore that speaks to a deep-seated fear and a societal desire to control the vengeful feminine spirit. Lucky for us, we all managed to escape with only a racing heartbeat. But the encounter changed me. I am no longer just a skeptic. I am a witness. I left that plantation with a chilling certainty. The jungle isn't empty at night. It is watched by the pale, hungry face of the Pontianak, patiently waiting behind the silent, rustling leaves of the banana tree. And I know now, whenever I smell a frangipani flower after dark, I will never again confuse that sweet, beautiful scent with safety. Thanks for watching. If you have your own stories about the Pontianak, share them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more dailies from the shadows. Stay safe out there.